but their investment is in with you. So obviously, if I want to do another band, they'd want first right. You know, they'd want to either bury me or have it.
The business of being a band, what does it take to make it today?
Well, the minute you start, you have to admit to yourself that you have to stay the course. I mean, if you sign up to work for the phone company and you go in and you get their insurance and their retirement and vacation and all that, you figure this life has determined how long you should work before you retire and when you can enjoy your grandkids and your money and your life. So you can't, in rock and roll, there's nobody like that telling you put money away for retirement, or this could only last a year, or these things. So for us, stay the course. We actually had a dream from the very beginning to world domination. That was our slogan, world domination, world domination. And currently, we play almost everywhere you can play. Yes, we've never been to China. Yes, we've never been to South Africa. Yes, you can play those places. They're very obscure places. They're not places you get to all the time. So you can get there, but you might not get there every cycle. But, you know, proper Europe, Canada, America, South America, Japan, we even hit Singapore, South Korea, these kind of things. But really, Europe, North America, Canada, South America, Japan, I mean, this is what we do. And to do that, it takes many, many years to stay the course, to understand what you're doing, to provide your company what it needs to last for longer. So it's not a quick fix. And we had a plan right from the beginning that was very, I don't know if it was different, but our very first tour was on Ozfest. So we were an opening band for Black Sabbath on a second stage. Well, 3 months later, Sharon Osbourne managed a band, Cold Chamber, and we went on tour with them. And that band would go hit the markets that Black Sabbath hit. So we've kind of done that our whole career. We'll play somewhere, but we'll come back in the right amount of time. Like, because a lot of kids can't come, work, family, whatever, but they'll hear from their friends, hey, you missed this, you missed that. So we try to get back, and we just try to keep doing that, to build off of what we've done, instead of like, oh, we've done that, we can get to that. So that's kind of what it takes. You have to tell yourself, I'm gonna spend most of the year out of my house. I gotta go be a pirate for real. So in order to have commerce, to have monetary aspects that you can employ into your life besides your dream, rock and roll, and all the art that does, you have to show your face many times. You have to pay to play. You always pay to play first.
What does that mean? Like, what is pay to play?
For example, if we were gonna take a show like Thailand, Bangkok, it's gonna cost a lot of money. Well, let's take a place I've never played. Let's take South Africa. Never been there. We don't know the promoter. We don't know what it's gonna take. We don't know anything. It's gonna be a risk. We don't have people that live there that can oversee the show being up. We don't have people regulating their radio or their marketing. So generally, you don't take a risk because it's still business, but you generally, to get into a new location, a new territory, you generally aren't going to make anything. New plane tickets, new hotel. You're not getting the big guarantee just because we've done download every year for several years, and we're the big download headliners. That doesn't mean that guarantee is going to get. We're going to get that same guarantee in South Africa. We've never played that. Yes, we're big, we're famous, we've been all over. Doesn't mean anybody's buying our ticket in South Africa. So generally, a new location, especially an obscure one, South America. I mean, we're still breaking into territories in South America. Recently, broke into Costa Rica, first time. Last album cycle was Peru. Just recently we played South America, got to play Peru again. It's only the second time, and already we're getting into the area where this becomes,
right.
Let's say America's going through hard things, let's go to South America and tour. South America, North America are having a hard time, politics, the climate of economy, we go to Japan. We go where the money is, but the only way to do that is to open up those territories for yourself. And to do that, you have to stay the course, and it's nothing you can do in a year or two. I signed a certain amount of record deal, and we're smearing our career towards that. I signed a certain record deal, I got to get a certain business done within that time.
But everything outside of the music is yours. Like you guys, you own everything that's outside of the records and the tours and everything.
Well, technically, when you sign a record deal, depending on your lawyers and them and what it is you want, but their investment is in with you. So obviously, if I want to do another band, they'd want first right. They'd want to either bury me or have it. They invested their money in me being the clown in Slipknot. They didn't invest their money on me being a drummer in another band that could make Slipknot deter away from what Slipknot's doing. So, the business is very hard on the creative for other. Mm-hmm. Although we're very blessed to be let go, and if I want to do something solo, I've always been allowed to do it. Because I've proven that I'm not trying to get in the way of Slipknot. I'm always going to be my priority. But in order for me to succeed personally in Slipknot, you can imagine I have a lot of grandiose ideas. I want to make a fashion line. I want to do a Polaroid book. I want to do an action figure. I want to do the Maggot Bible. I want to do a whiskey, a bourbon. I want to do all these things, and I need good people around me, helping me move one thing to the finishing gate and then move to the next. But throughout my career, I've had all these ideas and really only got a handful of them done because of the time invested in making the number one priority as big as it can be as Slipknot. But because you do that, the interesting thing happens is that if you give your life and your time and your dedication and the passion for your dream and you never give up, something like your dream, like Slipknot for me, opens up this wonderful opportunity. Mm-hmm. I'm not in this opportunity to make quick money and sell a bad product. I'm into this because this is exactly like my band. This is something that has to stay the course. It's something that methodically is planned out, tested, tasted, temperature, fire, time, pressure, all these things, human beings, and then here it sits. Here's our final product, just sitting here waiting for the general public. This is like me writing an album. Could take 4 years. Rearrangements, anything. We were just discussing that they'll bring barrels into taste to sell to facilitate a certain order. Some barrels might not work with other barrels, so they'll put those away and keep the notes and make sure what's going out is all similar. Exactly what we do in Slipknot is make sure the brand, which is no longer a band, it's a culture now. Mm-hmm. And we make sure that we hit our marks for what our culture needs. It's law. And by this point, I'm just very blessed to be able to do a lot of other business stuff because I've stayed the course. I've stayed dedicated, and then now anything I want to do can make sense quicker because of the dream of what Slipknot has done. This makes sense, but in order to get this, you have to give fully to your dream. And I've never done anything for money, nothing. And that's a true statement. That's an absolute. I joke, and and people, whatever. But my life has never been motivated about money, and that is a real statement. That's really what it is. If you want to have other things, I think people misconstrued their idea. They get in a band, maybe they aren't getting what they think. Maybe they got to share the vision with other people, and their ego isn't being, petted or whatever. But really, if you believe in your dream, the dream can open up side dreams. I mean, we all go to bed dreaming one thing, but wake up remembering several things. And that's kind of where I live. You know, it's all a dream. And I do want to do everything. I mean, I want a vodka. I want a michelada. I mean, I was going to tell them, you know, eventually I'm going to have a michelada drink that's bottled. And I'm going to use gas. And my wife makes the best michelada in the entire planet, better than Mexico City. And it's because we learned from Mexico City. She's learned from Texas and all these great places that make these micheladas. So now she's perfected it. And I'm interested in how can I get that tomato juice with the beer and all the spices and everything and have it right out of the bottle where you can go like this and drink it. And, you know, so that will only make sense if this makes sense first. So I can't want to go do that before this. And we got years before this is where I want it.
Right. So this particular part is for Forbes, and that audience is very interested in the business of everything. And you told me so much about like how the business world of music starts cutting into the music and the artist. It starts taking away from the artist. Are these like things away from the albums? Is that where like musicians can truly make a business outside of like that is truly theirs versus what the record companies own?
Well, you end up sharing your dream with everyone. I'm sharing it with 8 other guys, and then I'm sharing it with the entire world. So everybody's taking a piece, and it's up to the world whether I want to stay in power or not. I mean, I could be gone tomorrow, that quick. There could be a new thing, and then I would ask myself, well, where did all my dedication go? Where's my retirement plan? Who's looking out after me? So that's why we do these kinds of things. But I'm not doing this because I generally just want a retirement plan. I'm doing it because this is just like doing music. This is time, this is pressure. So it makes sense to adhere to this as a business model with the other business model. You know, it's when you start getting confused and think that you can sell your own t-shirts because you are who you are, and you're going to try and open up, then it gets convoluted and it gets watered down and it doesn't make sense. But yes, I would say that every band member in any band ever has worried about the end game, you know, because none of us in the basement thought about making an album. We never thought about lawyers that are going to negotiate our publishing deals. We never thought about a label who only cares about what they care about. Never thought about the kids, you know, that some are going to push you in this zone of thinking and this zone of thinking. We never thought about it. All that we want to do is jam. So then when you realize that jamming only, you know, I'm fortunate. I get to jam 90 minutes a day. Okay, so I got 22 and a half hours of pure hell. Yeah. Traveling. I mean, sometimes you could get done with a show, leave at 2 a.m. to go to an airport, drive an hour, get on a private plane, drive to a different country, get on a little Sprinter van, go to a hotel where you got a day room until 8, and then you go to a show. I mean, it's insanity. And you ask yourself, this isn't the basement. This isn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to meet an agent and have him haul me about crap. You know, I want to make art. This is making art. Yeah. In the end, it's got a receipt and a barcode, and it's putting bread on the table, but I'm not into it for that. If I work hard and others work hard, we will make money and we will be okay. I don't need any more than what I need to survive, you know, and you know, life's random. I could be taken out of this chess game tomorrow by accident. So, you know, no, but you know what I mean. But there isn't a band member in history that, you know, that didn't wish his or her eyes were more open from the beginning to maneuver into more things that are like what we started and smell and taste and feel like what we are. It's very hard to do because you have to stay the course on your dream and you can't budge. You got to kick everybody in the balls. Period. Even the Forbes people. You got to kick them right in the balls. And they know, all the people reading it, they want to kick me in the balls, and have. I've had them kicked my whole life, and they have. And that's why we're doing what we're doing and why we're asked to do what we are, because you got to get kicked and get up, and kicked and get up and kick. And pretty soon you're like, kick. Go ahead, kick. I'm immune to it. And that's what it takes. Stay in the course. I can't say it any better than that. If you stay the course on your dream will open up and solidify all the other sparkles.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Add in the interview or
yeah.
Well, I always like to, in the interview, I always like to, no matter what I'm doing, I always want to take the time to thank our people, our fans, our culture. So I'd like to thank them right now and here for sticking with us and being with us and making it all the way to here, to where now I can have a sentence or a paragraph or a page in something I never used to have normally. And it just shows that Slipknot's working. It shows that we're staying the course. I go from hit parader to Forbes. This is a good thing, but this is because I worked very hard. I have wonderful, wonderful people that I consider family and friends that are our business. And I feel we make good decisions because we don't make quick decisions. We want to make smart decisions. And the only way to do that is to stay 190% true to the dream. And the dream is called Slipknot. If that is worship, everything else comes. So I'd just like to say thank you to all the fans, and be careful in this world out there. Be safe. We'll see you soon. New album, new show. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.